Shvi Shel Pesach, the 7th day of Pesach, drama, trauma. Professor Gilligan, Dr. Mate, Rav Chisda, Miriam Neviah, and each one of us, what do we share in common? So these are the questions that stand in front of us. It's one thing to leave Mitzrayim, but it's another thing to cross Yam Suf. Rav Chisda says, Le'olam yikanes bet ptachim ve'az yitpalel. A person always has to cross through 2 thresholds before praying. What does that have to do with drama and trauma? So I want to share with you, Professor Gilligan, she describes trauma as a split between our emotions and our thoughts. Dr. Gabor Mate, he says that trauma isn't what happens to us, but how we relate to it. So my question for all of us is, how do we describe and how do we interpret what happened to us in Egypt, Mitzrayim, and then what happened these 7 days leading to the split of the ocean, and then how do we go through it? The waters are standing to the right and to our left. Those 2 pillars, those 2 entrances, right? The Gemara says not literally 2 entrances, but how long it takes. The Baal Shem Tov, it's quoted in his name in Sava'at HaRivash, Ahava and Yir'ah, love, awe, and fear, and love. Those are the 2 parameters for each one of us. What are those 2 parameters that we use to share, to tell our story, or to interpret our story, or to explain to ourselves and to others what happened? How do we create that bind between our mind and our thoughts and our emotions? How do we integrate ourselves? I want to say that when Paro says to Moshe, Mi v'mi haluchim, who, me. So the Seder night, we asked a lot of questions of ma nishtana halayla hazeh, what? But I want to say that what is still a question of slavery. What is still a question of holding us back to Mitzrayim. But who are you? Not what are you, but who. What tells me what you do, but who are you tells me of your essence. Our walk into freedom is about walking away from what I am to who I am. That is how we can interpret our freedom, and that's how we can make the shift between what I call drama or trauma. Yes, things happened, and that's a drama, but whether or not it's going to be a trauma, whether it's going to hold us back or not, that's in our hands. Miriam, the Midrash tells us, she actually didn't want for a moment to leave Mitzrayim. She didn't want to cross, she wanted to leave, but she didn't want to cross the ocean, and that's also our choice. We have that choice. Being totally free means that we can make our choices. You wanted to leave Mitzrayim at all? 80% didn't leave Mitzrayim. You want to leave Mitzrayim and not cross the ocean? That's also a choice. You cross the ocean, and how do you come out of it? Are you singing? Are you dancing? These are all the choices that we can make. I pray and I bless us all that we have the strength to not only leave Mitzrayim, but also cross Yam Suf, to be able to define for ourselves what are those 2 walking sticks that we need. As Paro knew, mi v'mi olchim, who? You'll be liberated if you can ask yourselves, who are you? Who am I? Now that I've come through this, who am I? I pray that we can answer that question to ourselves, not hold on to the ma nishtana, the what questions of the Seder, but the me questions of liberation, of freedom, of moving forward, yes, into the unknown, and nonetheless, moving forward. Chag Sameach from Schechter.